What is up, everybody? Welcome into this Friday episode of Flippin Bats, and we're rolling on with Division X Factors. Today, we got AL West X Factors. We also have a ton of things that make you go, and they're all, I feel great about this one. We're going to have a blast with this episode today. Let's get to it.
Ball onto the track, at the wall, it's gone! Home run!
Turns on a ball, deep right field, and gone!
What a game, what a moment.
Happy Friday, everyone. I am joined, as always, up here by Alex Curry. I am wearing today a very tight Team USA jersey, customized with my name on the back because, Alex,
Team USA
starts tonight. The Women's World Cup starts for Team USA. So I got a custom jersey.
Can I just say I'm a little
tight.
jealous? We both got custom jerseys. They were both extremely tight. Mine was not wearable in public. Yours is. So there's so much going on today. As you mentioned, first we got Team USA kicking off their quest for the three-peat at the Women's World Cup, taking on Vietnam tonight at 6 p.m. on Fox. Then we have the premiere of the Barbie movie, hence TV host Barbie. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. We both dressed for the day.
That's what the outfit
Yeah.
is. I thought your big plan was bringing me some like fur jacket or something.
Oh my God, I forgot the fur jacket.
Well,
Okay.
you just don't care about me.
Not true. Not true. You know what I'm going to save it for?
What?
I'm going to save the fur jacket for when you get up here and you give your American Idol performance.
All right, let's break it all down.
That's what I'm going to save the fur jacket for.
I am apparently singing up here
Well,
at
no,
some point.
Not apparently. You brought this up. Let's bring it back to a couple weeks ago.
You told me to sing up here. I just said I can sing.
You said you were in select choir and you believed that you would have been voted through on American Idol.
At least gotten a golden ticket.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to have a little singing competition for Ben, just Ben, singing for you, the Flippin Bats community and fans and us. And we're going to vote to see if you would vote him through and give him a golden ticket. If the fans vote you through and you do great, you get to pick something crazy that I have to wear on the show. Like a team shirt, whatever it is. And then if you don't get voted in, I get to pick what you're wearing on the show. And yeah, we'll do like a 15, what we can get approved, like a 15 to 30 second little clip song.
This is what I need to figure out because I've changed. I don't think I want to go You Raise Me Up by Josh Groban anymore.
Okay.
I think my voice is best suited for country.
Oh, good.
So I think
go to your strengths.
You know, like Yeah by Joe Nichols. You know that song?
You know I'm new to country, so no.
Walking over to me.
Oh, we're getting a little preview?
No, you don't know it.
Okay.
But also a question for you. You're married to a musician.
Yep.
When it comes to rights for things.
Yeah.
Like if I know an artist,
yeah,
can I reach out to them asking if I can sing their song?
It depends because there's also if a song gets played on a show or every time it's played on Spotify, the artist gets like residuals. They get paid every single time. So if it's going to be on some sort of show, whatnot, you either have to have like different words or different music in the background, so it's not quite the same.
So even if I hit the guy up,
if he gives you permission,
and
then you get it approved by Fox, then you might be able to get it done.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Then I think I could get permission.
Okay.
Not from Joe. I'd go Cole Swindell.
Oh, okay.
I think we
just
could
ask him like, can I sing karaoke to your song on my show?
Great.
Give me how many seconds I can do. Get written approval so like everyone's safe and no one gets sued.
He might not give me permission because I might sing it better than anybody's ever sung it before.
No. Okay, so this is going to happen soon. So we'll wait maybe next week or the following week.
No,
and then I'm going to bring your fur coat to sing on the show, which will be great. But another thing that's happening tonight, Shohei Ohtani back on the mound.
Yes.
Is this going to be kind of his farewell outing at the Big A?
Wow.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just hope he gets through the outing. We've had 3 or 4 straight starts now with him coming out due to his fingernail issues. So we'll be locked in on that tonight. My gut says this is not his last start as an Angels player, but we'll see. I mean, offensively, he's been better than everybody, and pitching-wise, if he had the fingernail thing's a big deal.
It's a really
because
big deal.
obviously it's affected his duration in starts. He's come out of every one of his last starts for like a month, but it affects you all game. It affects command. It affects how you feel. It's painful, I'm sure. So
and fingernails, you have to wait till they grow out. That's how it gets healed.
that's why I worry
That's the
about
hard
it. It's
part.
not like we've seen him take a month off from pitching at any point.
No.
He's still making all of his scheduled starts, though coming out of games because of the issue. I refuse to believe it's completely healed from when he came out of the game a week ago.
no way.
From it. So he's just pitching through this.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see tonight.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now we're moving on to a regular segment that we've done every Friday called The X Factors, and we are now on the AL West. Now, if you're new to this segment, the X Factor is either a player, a coach, a GM, an owner, something within the organization that will make or break this franchise's season. The X Factor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited for AL West. There's some good ones.
There's a lot. Okay, let's get started with the Rangers. Who is the Rangers X Factor?
The Rangers X Factor is more of a group than a specific who. It is the starting pitching rotation. Now, the rotation at the beginning of the year, if you heard the rotation is going to be really good, you would think, okay, Jacob deGrom had a great, healthy season.
Yep.
Well, we all know that to not be the case because he's now out for the year and needs Tommy John. But there have been guys that have stepped up. Specifically, this guy that's used in the picture up here, Nate Eovaldi. John Gray has been good. But I say it's the X Factor because we know they can hit. They're one of the best offensive teams in the game of baseball. I think Nathan Eovaldi, he was an all-star. We talked to him at the all-star game. John Gray has been, I think, better than expected by most. I think this team, they got their bullpen help. Chapman's been good in the bullpen. I think this team is as good as the rotation allows them to be. If you have those two studs at the top that are pitching like aces of a rotation, then this team is every bit capable of winning the AL West. If they're not that good, and if they fall back, I don't want to say back down to earth, but if they stop exceeding expectations, then this team could be in trouble because there's not a ton of depth in the rotation. It's just been guys to this point that I believe have been a couple guys that have been playing to the best of their ability. I just think they live and die by their rotation. So that's the X Factor for the Rangers.
All right.
Get some help. Rotation help.
Which is
deadline.
What we're talking about pitching. Before it was like trade deadline, fix your bullpen. That's the one thing you're missing. But now it's...
And they pulled out the first piece like a month ago.
They did. Ahead of the game. All right, let's move on to our next AL West team, the Astros. Who is their X Factor?
Jeremy Pena. ALCS MVP, World Series MVP, but this year he has not been playing like that guy. He's not been playing as well as he was his rookie season. Now, I understand you hear Astros and when you think of names on the team, he's not the first name that comes to mind, but that's kind of why I think this is the perfect name for this. Because obviously it's not always the same, and some years you struggle, some years you don't, but for the most part, Jose Altuve is going to be great. You know what you're getting from Alex Bregman. You know what you're getting from Yordan Alvarez and Kyle Tucker, the core that has been really good for a long time. Jeremy Pena was a huge reason, if not the reason, the Astros won the World Series last year from how good he was in the playoffs. If he's that guy, this Astros team is unbeatable. But he goes through flashes of being that guy and flashes of not being that guy. So for me, the Astros X Factor is Jeremy Pena.
I'm really curious to see what your X Factor is going to be for our next team, the Angels.
I'm interested for you to hear my answer and discuss my answer with me. My answer for the Angels X Factor is Anthony Rendon. I mean, he's the ultimate. Is he going to play? Can he be healthy? Because when we've seen him be at his best, largely with the Nationals, he's one of the best players in the game of baseball. Then the Angels sign him, and there has not been many times where he's actually out on the field. But they're paying him superstar money.
Yep.
So, I mean, this is clearly like, of course he's an X Factor. If you can plug him in and he can be a superstar, great. But if not, then your team's not going to be near as good because he's taking up a lot of the money for this team. This is a sad stat I saw the other day for his 2023 season. Home runs, 2. IL stints, 3.
Oof.
He's had more stints on the IL than he has homers this year. And that's not good. But he is a good player. He just needs to be healthy. And it's just a really unfortunate, Phil Nevin was having to answer questions this week about Anthony Rendon's drive and how much he cares and if he cares or not.
Ooh.
That sucks.
It does suck. And just to put it into perspective, because obviously he has been plagued by injuries since joining the Angels in 2020. Anthony's played in 200 games out of a possible 481 games.
Not great with math, but that's less than half.
That's less than half. Now, his 4 years with the Nationals, he only missed 63 games.
Wow.
And he hasn't yet to play 63 games in a season for the Angels.
Wow. That's
So
wild.
just to put it into perspective, it's not good.
Wow.
It's not good.
Yep. So you don't disagree?
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to our next team, the Mariners. Who is the Mariners X Factor?
For me, it's Julio. I don't think this team did enough in the offseason to support him. So this team, not this team, this offense rides on Julio being the once-in-a-lifetime player we saw come up in his rookie year. We've never seen a rookie year like Julio. He did things that have never been done before. So is it fair to expect a bit of a sophomore slump? Absolutely.
Yeah.
The league figures you out a bit. You come on, everybody's expecting so much of you. Now, Julio has been really good of late. Since May 22nd, he's hitting .293, has a 124 WRC plus, which means he's 100 is average.
Yeah.
So he's well above average there. 14 stolen bases. So after a slow start to the year, he's really turned it around. But this team doesn't really have like a room for another act. There's nobody that you could plug in here and be like, this team lives and dies by him. No, they didn't really go and add support around him for the offense. The rotation's really good. I like the rotation. That's why I believed in the Mariners this year. But, adding Teoscar Hernandez, who I like, but really that was kind of the big get. I just didn't feel like they did enough, and this team still lives and dies or rides, whatever you want to say. Rides or dies. Ride or die.
Ride or die.
I give up. Julio's my answer.
All right. And finally, who are the Oakland A's X Factor?
It's a good question.
Who is?
The Oakland A's X Factor is the owner, John Fisher.
Ooh.
Because, well, what the hell's going on, pal? And what are you going to do with the team? Are they moving to Vegas? Do you care about winning? Do you just want money? Do you want any fans in the stadium? Do you want to screw over your entire fan base? Do you want them to like you? Do you want them to hate you? Do you like baseball?
What do you want? Do something.
Seriously, do you like
It's
baseball,
horrible.
John? You can be the X Factor. You are the X Factor of your team. Do you like baseball or do you not? Do you want to put a good team on the field or do you not? It's not the players' fault. It's not the fans' fault. It's not the GM's fault.
No.
It's the owner's fault. And what are you doing? I don't even think you know. You're making money. You do know what you're doing. You're making money. It's a business venture. But it's at the disservice of a lot of players, a lot of fans, and the game of baseball.
Yeah, I think the entire baseball world, community, fan base, players would agree with that one.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Frustrating.
Yeah.
All right. So we got starting rotation for the Rangers: Jeremy Pena, Anthony Rendon, Julio Rodriguez, and John Fisher.
Yeah, that's good.
Great.
Let's head back.
Okay, let's do it. What do you think about my voice? Do you think
I haven't heard anything yet.
How do you think I'm gonna do?
A little sample there wasn't bad.
What does your heart of hearts say?
Well, I like to believe in people. I also sang growing up and had a really traumatic experience when I was singing A Whole New World My voice cracked. Yeah, on the very last note in front of the entire school. And there were 2 performances, and that's the performance that made it on the tape. Dating myself. Yeah, I haven't sang in public since. Yeah,
Oh.
I know.
Wait a second.
I know.
Wait a second.
Nope, I'm not agreeing to that. I'm not agreeing to doing this. You're the one that said you had a great voice.
Verlander and Alex Curry showdown on the stage.
Nope, it ain't happening. Not yet. Not yet.
Why?
I don't know.
It's not live.
I only
we
sing
won't
when
do
I'm
it
drinking
live.
these days.
Then drink.
I'm not drinking. Who's gonna take
We'll get
me
hammered
home?
and sing on
You're
stage.
not gonna do that. No, this is you. This is your moment to shine. Okay?
I know I'm gonna shine.
This is your moment to shine. And now it's time for things that make you go,
Yeah, Alex's voice. I want to hear it.
It's good.
Do you still have the tape of the voice crack?
Uh-huh.
Can we see it? Next week?
I'm going to my parents tonight. I'll see if I can track it
But
down.
just try and find
it's a
it.
VHS tape, so I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
All right.
That's fair.
Nah, I don't know if we want to. I have a photo of the moment it's happening. I don't know. I'll see what I'm willing to embarrass myself with.
You just gotta embrace it.
Bring it back again, okay? Let's get to our first things that make you go,
Okay.
Doc Gooden's comments on Shohei Ohtani. Explain.
Well.
Explain.
Doc Gooden,
Yep.
legendary, the legend Doc Gooden,
Mm-hmm.
who was on SNY the other day, was speaking about Shohei Ohtani.
Yep.
And had quite the quote that he said when asked about Shohei. He said, "I've heard some things. I'll leave it at that. Ohtani's a great guy. I think he'd fit great in New York. He's welcomed to number 16 if he likes." For me, who cares about the number? If he great, that'd be a nice gesture if Ohtani. I've heard some things. What have you heard, Doc Gooden?
I've told you the one X factor in this situation would be their GM, Billy Epler. Billy Epler is who got Shohei Ohtani to come to the Angels. He was the assistant GM with the Yankees, which was going to be his first choice. Then when he got the GM job with the Angels, he got Shohei to come to the Angels. Now he's the GM for the Mets. I think that would be the biggest swing besides Uncle Steve's
His wallet.
bank.
Yeah.
When it happens. But yeah, he has a really good relationship with the GM that used to be the Angels GM.
And we saw Steve Cohen during the WBC at the beginning fly out to Japan. He watched Shohei at the Tokyo Dome.
They're putting in the effort.
Obviously we can all speculate, but what has he heard? That's the real.
But he's heard something.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Moving on to our next things that make you go, This is a good one. Another good one. Orioles have not been swept since calling up Adley Rutschman.
You know, I earlier this year, a couple months ago, did a whole thing about the Orioles.
Yeah.
And how you can literally point to the day that Adley Rutschman came up, to the day the Baltimore Orioles organization changed around forever. Not forever, but since then and for the foreseeable future, you can point to the exact day. And how often can you ever do that? And now we're at the point where it's July 21st, and the Orioles have not been swept in a series since Adley came up. May 21st of 2022.
Over a year.
Yes.
That's incredible.
That is remarkable. They have one of the best records in baseball since the day he got called up, with a team that, might I remind you, wasn't very good. They were on the cusp. We saw flashes, and then all we kept hearing about is Adley and Adley Rutschman. He's coming. Grayson Rodriguez, he's there too. Well, you call up Adley, and from that day on, the Baltimore Orioles have been one of the best teams in the game of baseball and have not been swept one time. Not even in a short little mini 2-game series. Not been swept.
That's incredible.
70 series.
That's incredible.
70.
That's very impressive.
Yeah.
All right. On to our next things that make you go, The Coors Field scoreboard fiasco.
I saw this, I believe it was Wednesday. And let me just read. This was before the game, and this was on the Giants scoreboard in left field at Coors Field under the title. It says game notes at the top. Game notes. Using a stethoscope to listen to the heart, cardiologists can detect narrow valves, valve leakage, and or abnormal rhythm. Don't bother asking him to check your heart, though, Becky. That crushed Titanic sub has more life inside of it that collapsed than that collapsed troll cave you call a chest cavity. What? Who's Becky, and what the hell did she do to the scoreboard operator?
So I did some digging, and I reached out. I reached out to Kelsey, the team reporter for the Rockies.
Oh my God!
And I was like,
yes.
Please tell me what this is.
Yeah.
Tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
She said apparently the Rockies do crazy notes like this before every home game. She doesn't know why they're just now going viral. However, when I followed up and asked, well, what about Becky?
Yeah,
that was the main part of it that got everyone.
Yeah, clearly, Becky's clearly.
No response after that. No response after I asked about Becky.
There's something there.
I don't know. Yeah.
Whoever the scoreboard operator
I didn't get a response about Becky, but apparently they do these crazy, just random.
So did you get a quick response to?
I got a quick response to the first one.
And then nothing.
Let me double check again.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was the last that I got.
I mean,
from
that was wild.
Right?
Can we put it back up for a second?
Yeah.
The last
I was like,
paragraph,
so Becky didn't hurt anyone's feelings? I need to know about Becky. Nothing.
Don't bother asking him to check your, in all caps, your heart, though, Becky.
Yeah.
That crushed Titanic sub has more life inside it than that collapsed troll cave you call a chest cavity.
That's personal.
That is personal.
No response. No response about Becky.
Wow.
Yeah.
Becky done.
Who is Becky?
Screwed over somebody.
Wow.
That was great.
Yeah.
Here for it.
All right. On to our next things that make you go, Pete Fairbanks is doing better than the guy who told him to drink bleach.
This was really weird. And before we even talk about it, there's the sound that'll explain it all. So listen to Pete Fairbanks here talking about his outing post-game.
I'm still having a better night than the guy who told me he wouldn't bat an eye if I drank some bleach, so that's good.
The look on his face when he says that is like, that cut him to his core. So a guy told him to go drink bleach, which I'm guessing that would kill you. Like, it's like a basically go kill yourself kind of a comment.
Well,
that someone said to him.
So the whole thing, he didn't pitch great. I believe there was a wild pitch that let in a run. They were talking to him about that, and then he just randomly brought that up. I don't understand it. What do you mean? I guess he's just assuming he's having a better night.
Yeah, then like if someone told you to go drink bleach, because I think bleach would kill you if you drink it.
The guy's not saying he drank bleach. He's wanting Pete Fairbanks to drink bleach, which
Yeah.
wouldn't be good. But how did we know that Pete Fairbanks is having a better night than the guy that told him?
Because he was so sad and angry.
He was sad and angry.
Yeah.
That's true. But what a wild
That's
thing
weird.
to just...
It's so weird. And the look on his face when
The
he
look
said
on
it,
his
too.
face.
Just eyes wide open, like, all right, Pete. Ooh. Freaky.
Yeah.
And our next things that make you go, Shohei Ohtani's stats compared to Babe Ruth. Explain this. Break it down.
So Shohei and Babe Ruth, if you put them side by side, right? There's a lot of talk of Shohei
Side
and
by
Babe
side,
Ruth,
Babe Ruth,
and,
yeah.
You know, the only comparison to Shohei Ohtani and his career is some guy named Babe Ruth, who everybody has heard of, and the 700 plus homers and all of that. We all know who Babe Ruth is. When you put their statistics side by side is when things start getting crazy. They have nearly identical stats through their first 674 plus games. Listen to this. Babe Ruth, 159 home runs in his first 674 career games. Shohei Ohtani, 160 home runs in his first 674 games. So Shohei has one more than Babe Ruth. Pitching, Babe Ruth, 35-18 in his first 455 career innings pitched. Shohei, 35-19 in his first 455 career innings pitched. Shohei is Babe Ruth. They might be just, you know, and one had the stereotypical male body back then, and one has the stereotypical male body now. I mean,
it looks like an average Joe next to the greatest athlete of all time is what that photo of Babe Ruth and Shohei Ohtani look like side by side.
Yeah. Again, that's what you wanted your body to look like back then, though. You just pump your body full of beer and hot dogs, and you go hit some bombs and call it a day.
Oh,
but it is crazy.
That is crazy.
I mean, the comparisons have obviously been there, whether right or wrong, solely because they both pitched and hit.
Yeah.
But obviously, I mean, Babe Ruth was throwing 78 miles an hour. Shohei's throwing 100. Very, very different, but very different time periods. And the only correlation, the only comparison was Babe Ruth to Shohei. But seeing this through their first, 674 games is
crazy.
Wild. Yeah.
Things looking good for Ohtani, an all-time home run record.
He's going to break Babe Ruth's home run record. There you have it.
Are you calling it now? Hot take?
By one. He's currently one home run ahead. He's gonna stay on that pace. Yeah.
If anyone can do it, it's gonna be Ohtani.
Yeah.
And our final things that make you go, Bryce Harper falling asleep at the plate.
Alex, I've never seen anything like this.
I was so confused watching this.
He went up to the plate. And, you know, like you can tell when a guy is taking, right? Like you can tell, like sometimes first pitch of an at bat, he'll just kind of stand there, arms like he's not in a hitting position.
Yeah.
Well, he did that the entire at bat, every single pitch. And then he struck out on a pitch right down the middle and then just turned and walked back to the dugout. Every single pitch. There was a couple balls in there.
Didn't even wind up, just held his bat.
There were, that was pitch number 3. There was 3 pitches. 4 was strike 2, 2-2, or no, it was 3-1. Then a take down the middle, 3-2. Again, right down the middle. He threw the 3-1 pitch and 3-2 pitch right down the middle. And all 6 pitches of the at-bat, he didn't even like pull his hands up to hit. He just drops his hands down right to his belly button and then turned around and walked right back to the dugout.
And it's a tied ball game. At that point,
I've never
seen 3-3.
There's only one explanation for what happened.
What?
He had explosive diarrhea and had to go to the bathroom.
What?
That's got to be the only reason.
What?
What else? What else?
I don't know. Did he
dude
talk about it after the game?
About his bowel movements?
No, just why he didn't take a swing or get ready for the pit. It was weird.
Didn't
was
take a
just
swing
weird
because he had to take a dump.
Stop. You want to poop his pants?
I mean, seriously, I've never seen anything like it.
Especially from one of an MVP. That's weird. That's weird.
It was weird. I did hear the pitcher talk about it after the game, and he was like, I thought it was weird, but at a certain he just said at the end, he's like, I threw it down the middle.
Yeah.
Like the 3-1 pitch, he did the same thing. Yeah. So he was like, the reporter asked, were you worried he was trying to ambush you at the end? And he's like, yeah, I was a little worried, but after the 3-1 pitch, I was just like, I'm going to throw it down the middle.
Yeah.
And then he just,
Stood there.
Literally threw the 3-1 and 3-2 pitches right down the middle.
Would have been a perfect pitch.
And then he just
stood
put his bat down, stood there, turned back, and walked back to the dugout and probably walked right into the toilet.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yep.
All right. Ended on that one. Ended on that note. And moving on to Tale of the Tape. Ben, we have a battle for the top of the AL East this weekend. We got Orioles at Rays. Will one of these two teams win the AL East? You're still sticking with your beginning of the season?
My prediction was Blue Jays. As you know, I don't veer off of my predictions until if it's within reach, I might as well stick with it.
Okay.
But my Padres won, I veered from that. That's not within reach.
That's bye.
Yeah. But this one, it's what? I think they're 5 back, the Blue Jays. But this is for whoever wins this series.
Yeah.
Will be the outright leader in the AL East.
5.5 back.
Yeah.
The Blue Jays.
So they're
behind.
they're
yeah.
fine.
Baltimore.
I'm not
going to
veer from that yet. But this is whoever wins this series. Orioles Rays will be the leader in the division, and certainly both of these teams have a very good shot at winning the division.
All right. So we're going to go through. We're going to give offense, defense, managers, starters, bullpen. Ben and I are each going to pick which we think has the better of each right now. And then at the end, we'll pick who we think is going to win the series.
Okay.
Maybe we'll be different this time around. Let's start with offense. Who you got?
Offensively, I'm going to take the Orioles. I just think as of late, this one's going to be tricky, especially once I'm sure you're coming hot and heavy with your statistics. But it's interesting because the Rays started off the year so well, and they had like an unprecedented run differential. But since their 30-9 start, they've played exactly 500 baseball, 30-30. Their offense hasn't been anything to write home about, and the Orioles, since they got the bird bath going out there at Camden Yards, they got Adley Rutschman doing his thing. Austin Hayes, all-star. Gunnar Henderson's heated up. Gunnar Henderson was having a terrible beginning of the year, but now he's back to, he was the AL Rookie of the Year favorite coming into the year, and that's for good reason. He's back to hitting well now. Just the team as a whole, I think offensively right now, they're on a roll, and I trust their offense more than the Rays.
All right. I'm taking the Rays. Bottom line is their stats are better.
Did I make you second guess this a little bit?
No, because again, it's close. And obviously Tampa's on a bit of a downward trend, and the O's are on a bit of an uptrend. But I feel like it's at home. Rays have been going through a tough stretch. Maybe this divisional rivalry matchup, this is where you turn things around and the bats get going. I'm just going to give you some stats to back this up. Okay. I'm going to give you some stats. The Rays, 4th in Major League Baseball in runs per game. O's are 6. Rays are 3rd in home runs. O's are 12th. Rays are 5th in extra base hits. O's are 8th. Rays are 1st in stolen bases. O's are 16th. Rays are 3rd best in slugging. O's are 9th. Rays are 2nd best with average with runners in scoring position. O's are 5th. So they're better in every stat offensively. And they also have great offensive players. Diaz, Rosarena, Wander Franco. These guys can do things and can do damage. It's going to be a great, close offensive matchup, I think.
Do you want to know which of those
you care about?
Statistics I care about?
Which one?
None of them.
Okay, cool.
Because it's as you've acknowledged, though, it's full season.
It is.
So it's the Rays have had if you look at the full picture, they've had the better offensive season, but it's barely now. And it's barely because the Rays have been going like this and the Orioles have been going like this. So for this series, give me that O's hot offense. Hot offense.
Yeah.
All right.
Fair. Defense. Who you got?
I went Rays here.
Yeah.
Rays play great defense. I
They
think every time we've had the Rays in a tail of the tape, I've taken the Rays. Jose Siri out in center has really come into his own with the Rays, by the way, offensively as well. I mean, he's never going to hit you 40 bombs and hit 300, but he's having a good offensive year while also playing great defense. So, and then Wander at shortstop is really good. Just everywhere you look, good defenders. I'll take Rays defense.
I also took Rays defense. A lot of the same reasons. And then numbers. Most of their defensive numbers are better than the O's. I went a little bigger since you've been hating on the stats that I've been given. So I'll start with my OGs. So Rays have the 2nd best fielding percentage. O's have the 5th. Rays have the 3rd fewest errors committed.
Okay.
O's have the 4th. Runs saved by fielding range.
Oh, yes, Alex.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Rays have the 6th best. O's are 9th. And better defensive rating, Rays have the 12th best in Major League Baseball, and O's are the 23rd. So between the advanced and the regular stats, Rays are better.
Wow. That's good stuff.
Yeah. Let's move on to managers. Who you got?
I don't like it. I had Orioles here.
Okay.
Brandon Hyde for a long time, and then I changed it at the end of the night. because I just can't, like, Kevin Cash, 2-time manager of the year. Brandon Hyde hasn't done that yet. I still don't like it, but I had to do it. But I love Brandon Hyde. I love what he's done for this team, for this organization. He was tasked with taking over a team that stunk.
Yeah.
And he's been there through the turnaround. Normally that does not happen. Normally a manager is hired during when the team is bad as like a scapegoat, and they're just here to like baby the team along, and then they fire them right as things can change, and then they use the manager as the scapegoat. Next thing you know, then you're calling up prospects. Well, Brandon Hyde's been there through it all, and he's been there through this turnaround, and the Orioles turnaround is a big part to do with him and how good he is. But I ended up going with Kevin Cash because it's just been a machine down there in Tampa, and he's run the machine very well.
Yep. I've stuck with Kevin Cash
switch.
in this segment throughout the entire season. Just what he's been able to do to keep this team as one of the best, if not the best team in Major League Baseball for a good chunk of the season with the roster that he has is just so impressive. He doesn't have those A-list stars that are getting insane amount of money contracts, you know? And then, as you mentioned, 2-time manager of the year, back-to-back in 2020 and 2021. I'm sticking with Kevin Cash. I know you feel
I
really
knew this would
bad
happen.
about that.
I was worried I would want to change my answer.
Yeah.
When I talk through it. Whatever.
It's okay.
We'll stick with it.
Yeah.
Because
We can have a different ending.
only because the graphic can't be changed on the board behind us.
Move Ben over to the other side, your little head. Okay, let's move on to the starters. Who you got?
I will take the Rays starters as well.
Okay.
I think the Orioles, we talked about it a lot yesterday.
Yep.
The Orioles are just missing. I love what they've done to the bullpen. I love the addition in Fujinami. Love it. I think it's great. I think you can plug him in now the 6th or 7th inning. He's also a guy that can add depth in terms of innings. He was a starter, but he's definitely been much better out of the bullpen. Their bullpen's in good shape now. But the starting pitching for the Orioles is a big question mark with this team. And what do they do at the deadline? I don't know, but it does not matter in terms of this series. The Rays starting pitching, Tyler Glasnow, obviously very good. Shane McClanahan, the injury scare, but appears to be good to go.
Yeah.
So I went with the Rays. Starting pitcher here.
All right. I also went with the Rays starting pitching. Now, the series started yesterday on Thursday with Gibson and Glasnow, but let's go through Friday through Saturday and Sunday matchups.
Yep.
Okay. Friday, Kyle Bradish versus Zach Eflin. Who you taking? Bradish is 6-4.
That one's kind of okay.
Eflin is 10-5.
For the team, yeah. I mean, I guess I'll take Eflin there, but that one's kind of a toss-up.
Okay. Saturday, Grayson Rodriguez, Shane McClanahan.
Oh, that's a great pitching matchup.
Great matchup.
Grayson Rodriguez looked fantastic last time out, throwing not well over 100, but throwing 100 plus for a while. Shane McClanahan's like the best pitcher in baseball right now, though. So
you got to take him.
I'll take Shane.
All right, and Sunday, Tyler Wells versus Taj Bradley.
Nah.
Toss up. Yeah.
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 I mean, I'm taking the Rays overall starting group. What did you answer? Who are you taking?
Yeah, the Rays.
Yeah.
I said the Rays, and then I went through and gave you the matchups.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take the Rays there. By the way, Tyler Glasnow, who's not pitching in this series, but the movie that you're dressed up for, Barbie, Tyler Glasnow's lookalike is not in that movie, but he's in the movie Oppenheimer. Do you know the Tyler Glasnow lookalike? Have you seen this?
Oh, yeah.
You have seen it.
Yeah, show me.
Tyler Glasnow
Put it up
looks
again.
identical to Cillian Murphy, who is the lead in Oppenheimer. I mean, it's remarkable.
Yeah.
If you're just looking, if you're just listening and not watching, the picture's up right now. It's actually eerie how much they look alike. And I believe it was a couple of years ago when Tyler Glasnow dressed up as one of Cillian Murphy's characters from, I forget what the movie was, but.
What are they called? Doppelgangers?
Oh, Peaky Blinders? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Peaky Blinders?
Yeah,
Cillian
yeah.
Murphy in that?
Yeah.
So Tyler Glasnow dressed up as Cillian Murphy in Peaky Blinders, and it was like
Yes.
Is Killian Murphy
Doppelganger,
pitching
right? Is
for
that
the
what it's
Rays
called?
today?
Am I saying it right?
Doppelganger, yeah.
Doppelganger.
Crazy.
Yeah. Crazy.
Are you going to see Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
Are you going to see Barbie?
I feel like Barbie's one I can wait till it's out and I can watch it at home.
When
I don't
are they
need it
out?
on the big screen. Today. Premieres
Is
today.
that why you're dressed?
Yes. Did you not hear me at the top of the show? I said there's so much happening today, and we're both dressed for the part. USA plays tonight. Barbie movie comes out today. Okay. You don't listen to anything I
tune
say.
you out
Oh
sometimes.
my! Just like you ignore my text messages, you ignore.
Whoa! That's not true. I've been so much better.
You've been better. I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
You've been a lot better. I also haven't sent my favorite. I almost did last night.
You can send whatever you want when Justin's done.
Okay. Where's the fun in that?
It's not a time for fun.
It is.
There's
It's
no
time for
fun
so
when
much
he's on
fun.
the mound.
All right, let's get to our final, the bullpen. Who you taking?
Orioles.
Yep.
Love the Orioles bullpen. Fujinami, the new acquisition, but Yanir Cano and Felix Bautista at the back end of the bullpen. Love them. Love the bullpen. Both of them were all-stars, and Cano and Bautista. Orioles bullpen for me.
I also took the Orioles bullpen. All the guys you just mentioned, plus their ERA is better. They have more saves, tied for fourth and third most strikeouts in Major League Baseball.
All right.
So who are you taking to win this series?
You're 4 on the – I'll take the Orioles.
Okay. I'll take Tampa Bay.
It's in Tampa.
We're on Donkey Kong. Yeah.
I'll take the Orioles.
Okay, here we go. We're back on.
They're playing
It
great.
was like 2 weeks that we were picking the same team, so this is good.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah. All right. Is that it for Friday?
Yeah.
We got Saturday with Smoltz coming out tomorrow. A lot of good stuff. A lot of good trade deadline stuff. Also, I'm so enamored,
What?
if you will,
Okay.
with the conversation of if Shohei is traded to the National League, what happens with the MVP award?
I know. We talked about it earlier this week, and now it's like really snowballing into a bigger conversation.
Yeah, I asked him about this. There's a legitimate chance that Major League Baseball would have to do something, but there's a chance he doesn't win MVP. Because if he leaves the American League, somebody's going to catch him in like the war. Like he only 2/3 of the year would he be in the American League, and he can't win it in the National League. I don't know what you do.
I don't know what you
Back
do.
to my honesty hour. One MVP award for the whole
But
league.
he has to be MVP.
It alleviates all of this.
He has to be MVP.
You can't. I know, but it's anyway. I talked to Smoltz about this. He had a good answer there. We also talked about the trade deadline. What do the Mets do? What do the Padres do? At what point do you commit to being sellers? How far out do you need to be? How close do you need to be? The Braves, best team in baseball right now. What should they do? And fun fact, Alex, this week is the 30th anniversary of Atlanta Fulton County Stadium catching on fire when he was there during batting practice. And I asked him about that and what that day was like.
Good.
So make sure you listen to Saturday with Smoltz. But that does it for our Friday episode of Flippin' Bats. Thank you all for listening. Make sure you're subscribed wherever you listen, Apple, Spotify, wherever. We're also on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and you can watch everything on YouTube at Flippin' Bats Pod for all of them. That does it for Friday episode. Good luck to Team USA tonight. I'll be rocking this very tight custom jersey. But until tomorrow, my friends, this has been another episode of Flippin' Bats.